The Pinkerton National Detective Agency was founded in 1850 by Alan Pinkerton. It quickly became known for its innovative methods in crime fighting and protecting valuable assets. During the 19th century, the United States was expanding rapidly, and with growth came increased crime. Railroads were emerging as vital transportation links, but they also attracted thieves looking to make a quick fortune. The Pinkertons were hired by railroad companies and banks to safeguard against these threats. What made the Pinkerton Agency stand out was not only their skilled detectives, but also their unique approach to security. They often used undercover agents and even created a system of coded communication. This was crucial during a time when the threat of robbery was always present. As trains carried money and payrolls across the country, the agency devised new ways to protect these valuable shipments. In a world filled with danger, the Pinkerton Agency became a symbol of safety and reliability. They put great emphasis on teamwork and intelligence gathering, which allowed them to anticipate criminal behavior. As robberies became more daring, the need for innovative security solutions grew. This is where our story takes an interesting turn. The Pinkertons didn't just rely on human guards. They also trained animals to assist them in their mission. One of these animals was a specially trained mule, who would play a key role in ensuring that payrolls arrived safely at their destinations. Among the unique solutions the Pinkerton Agency adopted was a specially trained mule named Jasper. Unlike ordinary mules, Jasper had undergone rigorous training to become a dependable part of the security team. His role was crucial in transporting payroll money safely across various routes. The agency recognized that using an animal could help avoid the attention that human carriers often attracted, making it harder for thieves to plan their attacks. Jasper's training involved more than just carrying heavy loads. He had been taught to recognize specific signals and sounds, allowing him to communicate with his handlers in a unique way. For instance, when approaching a dangerous area, Jasper would bray in a specific pattern that only the Pinkerton agents understood. This coded braying served as an early warning system, alerting the guards to potential threats nearby. The mule also had an uncanny ability to navigate tricky terrain, from steep hills to narrow paths, which made him an ideal choice for transporting valuables through remote areas. His steady temperament meant he wouldn't panic easily, even in tense situations. The agents knew they could rely on him to keep calm and carry out his mission. As the Pinkertons prepared for each payroll delivery, Jasper became more than just a mule. He was a trusted partner in ensuring that money reached its destination securely. His unique skills would soon prove vital in their ongoing battle against crime. Jasper's braying was not just noise. It was a carefully developed language that communicated vital information. The Pinkerton agents understood that sound could be a powerful tool for conveying messages without alerting anyone nearby. To create this code, the agents spent countless hours training Jasper to respond to specific situations with distinct brays. For example, if the route was clear and safe, Jasper would emit a calm, low bray 3 times in succession. This pattern signified to his handlers that they could proceed without concern. However, if danger was present, such as the sound of suspicious footsteps or a rustle in the bushes, Jasper would switch to a sharper, more rapid series of brays. This urgent sound would immediately grab the attention of nearby agents, signaling that they should be on high alert. Not only did this system effectively communicate safety and danger, but it also fostered a strong bond of trust between Jasper and the agents. They learned to interpret his sounds intuitively, creating an unspoken partnership that heightened their overall security strategy. The coded braying proved particularly useful during nighttime transport when visibility was low and silence was critical. As Jasper continued to fulfill his role, he became more than just a mule. He was an essential part of the Pinkerton Agency's defense against threats. His ability to convey messages through sound made him an invaluable asset in their ongoing mission to protect valuable shipments from harm. The bridge was a critical point in the journey where payroll money was delivered. It stood tall over a rushing river, with sturdy wooden beams and thick ropes holding it together. Surrounding the area were lush trees and rocky cliffs, providing both beauty and hiding spots for potential thieves. This combination of natural elements made it strategically significant. While it was an ideal place for the Pinkerton agents to monitor and protect their valuables, it also created a perfect opportunity for criminals to ambush. As Jasper approached the bridge, he navigated a narrow dirt path lined with wildflowers blooming in vibrant colors. The sounds of birds chirping filled the air, contrasting sharply with the serious task at hand. At the bridge's entrance stood two vigilant Pinkerton agents, their sharp eyes scanning every movement while keeping alert to any unusual sounds. They knew that during peak periods of transport, like payday, threats could emerge quickly. The layout of the bridge itself also played an important role. With only one way in and one way out, it created a bottleneck that would make any robbery attempt more difficult. But that also meant that if danger struck, there would be little room for escape. This heightened tension added weight to everything that happened during these deliveries. The agents depended on both their own skills and Jasper's coded braying to ensure they could react swiftly to any unforeseen circumstances at this vital location. As news of the lucrative payroll deliveries spread, a group of bandits began to plot their heist. Led by a notorious criminal named Flint, these men were desperate for money. Recently evicted from their homes and with a growing list of debts, they saw the Pinkerton payroll as their ticket to a better life. Flint had been surveying the area around the bridge for days, taking careful note of the agent's movements and Jasper's routine. The bandits' strategy hinged on using the element of surprise. Flint decided to take advantage of the bridge's narrow entrance, planning to block it with their horses while others hid among the trees. They believed that once they caught Jasper and his guards off guard, they could easily seize the payroll without much resistance. Flint also instructed his crew to remain quiet until Jasper approached. They knew that if he brayed his coded warning, it could alert the agents before they had a chance to act. To further ensure success, Flint crafted disguises for his gang members. They would wear old work clothes resembling those of local laborers, allowing them to blend in with any unsuspecting onlookers who might be nearby. Their plan was audacious but reckless, fueled by desperation rather than careful thought. As the day drew nearer for the payroll delivery, tensions mounted within both camps. Jasper and his Pinkerton guardians were determined to protect what was at stake, while Flint and his crew were filled with a sense of excitement and dread about their impending crime. The day of the heist dawned with an uneasy silence hanging in the air. The sun rose slowly, casting a golden glow over the bridge as Jasper made his way down the narrow dirt path, his hooves thudding softly against the earth. The lush trees that had once seemed inviting now felt like watchful sentinels, their shadows growing longer as the sun climbed higher. Jasper walked steadily, his instincts sharp, sensing the tension that enveloped him. Nearby, the Pinkerton agents stood ready at the bridge, their eyes darting around, scanning the surroundings for any sign of danger. They exchanged nervous glances, each agent acutely aware that today could change everything. The sound of rustling leaves seemed amplified in the quiet morning, each whisper pricking at their nerves. As Jasper trotted closer to the bridge, he bowed his head slightly, braying softly in his usual calm manner. Little did he know that this tranquility would be shattered. Hidden among the trees, Flint and his bandits waited, their hearts racing in anticipation. The disguises they wore felt heavy, blending their anxiety with a sense of urgency. They could see Jasper's familiar shape approaching. The moment they had planned for was nearly at hand. Flint leaned forward, his fingers gripping the reins of his horse tightly, signaling to his men that it was almost time to strike. As the atmosphere thickened with expectancy, both sides readied themselves for what was about to unfold. The peaceful sounds of nature faded into the background, replaced by the heartbeat of tension that filled the air, an unspoken understanding that danger was just around the corner. As Jasper continued along the path, the atmosphere shifted from tense silence to an electric charge. Suddenly, he let out a series of sharp brays that pierced the stillness, a coded warning that only the Pinkerton agents could interpret. This was no ordinary sound. It was a frantic signal that danger was near. The agents, trained to recognize Jasper's distinct patterns, immediately understood that something was amiss. Within moments, the calm demeanor of the agents transformed into focused urgency. They exchanged glances, their eyes wide with realization as they prepared for what could be an impending attack. Jasper's braying echoed in the air like a clarion call, urging them to act quickly. Flint and his bandits, hidden among the trees, felt the shift in energy as well, They had underestimated Jasper's keen instincts and training. The lead agent raised his hand, signaling for the others to take positions along the bridge. They scattered strategically, readying themselves for confrontation while keeping their eyes peeled for any movement. The surprise ambush they had anticipated was now flipped on its head. Instead of catching the agents off guard, they were facing a well-prepared team who had been alerted by their four-legged ally. Jasper's instincts and training had proven invaluable yet again. As the tension mounted, he continued to bray intermittently, ensuring the agents remained aware of every subtle sound around them. His warning had given them precious moments to prepare, turning the tables on Flint's carefully laid plan. As the tension reached its peak, Flint's bandits sprang from their hiding spots, shouting as they charged toward the bridge. The agents, already on high alert due to Jasper's warning, were ready. Without hesitating, the lead agent shouted commands, directing his team to take defensive positions behind the sturdy beams of the bridge. The chaos transformed into organized bravery as the agents quickly assessed their surroundings. Flint and his men thought they had the advantage, but they were met with fierce determination. One agent, a sharpshooter named Thompson, took aim at a bandit who was trying to reach Jasper. With steady hands and clear focus, Thompson fired a warning shot that whizzed past the bandit's ear, forcing him to duck for cover. This act of bravery inspired his fellow agents to stand firm against the incoming threat. Using their knowledge of the area, the agents moved with purpose, utilizing the bridge's structure to shield themselves while keeping an eye on Jasper. They knew that protecting him was essential to safeguarding the payroll money. As chaos erupted around them, Jasper continued to bray intermittently, reminding them to stay alert and coordinated. In a flash of quick thinking, another agent named Clara grabbed a rope from her pack and tossed it to Thompson. Together, they created a makeshift barrier across the bridge entrance. This strategic move not only slowed down the bandits but also gave them time to regroup and counterattack effectively. The Pinkerton agents fought valiantly, relying on their training and teamwork to turn the tide of battle in their favor against Flint's gang. As the confrontation intensified, Flint's bandits found themselves increasingly frustrated. Despite their initial confidence, they were now facing a united front of determined Pinkerton agents. With Thompson covering the entrance and Clara managing the makeshift barrier, the bandits struggled to breach the defenses. Jasper, still alert and braying occasionally, continued to keep the agents focused and aware of any movements. In a desperate attempt to regain control, Flint called for a full frontal assault on the bridge. However, as they charged forward, the agents executed a well-coordinated counterattack. One agent threw a rope across the bandits' path, tripping two of them as they rushed forward. Another agent took advantage of this distraction by launching a barrage of stones from behind cover, causing confusion in Flint's ranks. Realizing their plan was unraveling, Flint attempted a retreat, but it was too late. The agents quickly pursued. They flanked the remaining bandits effectively, surrounding them near the bridge's edge. Jasper's braying echoed in triumph as the last of Flint's crew was apprehended and disarmed. With the bandits thwarted and taken into custody, the Pinkerton agents breathed a sigh of relief. The payroll money was safe once more thanks to their bravery and quick thinking. Jasper had played an essential role in this victory. His coded warnings had allowed them to prepare and stand strong against the attackers. As they secured the area and tended to their mule, it became clear that teamwork and trust had triumphed over greed that day at the bridge. In the aftermath of the confrontation, it became clear that the success of the Pinkerton agents was a testament to the vital importance of teamwork, communication, and understanding unique signals. Jasper's ability to bray in coded patterns was not merely a quirky skill. It became a lifeline that alerted his human counterparts to danger, emphasizing how critical it is to have systems in place for effective communication. The agents had trained tirelessly together, honing their skills and developing a keen awareness of each other's strengths. This trust allowed them to respond quickly when faced with adversity, demonstrating how unity can overcome even the most desperate of circumstances. They were not just individual agents but a cohesive unit that could rely on one another in times of crisis. Furthermore, the lessons learned from this encounter extend beyond mere tactics. They illustrate how every member of a team, whether human or animal, plays an integral role in achieving a common goal. The bond between Jasper and his handlers highlighted that even the most unexpected allies can contribute significantly to safety and success. As the Pinkerton agents secured the area and celebrated their victory, they understood that their triumph was built on more than just bravery or skill. It was rooted in their ability to communicate effectively and work together seamlessly. In an ever-changing world filled with threats, these principles remain timeless, reminding us all of the power of collaboration and understanding as we navigate our own challenges.